You know what we're going to talk about today? Guns. And I don't mean the kind of guns that kill you. I mean guns. I'm going to talk to you about guns because people have been asking me, how come you don't wear tank tops and how come you don't show off your muscles? Well, I just did in the earlier clip there. I'm not one of the kind of guys that goes around and says, hey, check out my muscles all the time, because I just don't feel a need to do that. In the gym, it's different. I actually love to go into the gym and wear either a tank top or a revealing shirt, not to show off, because I want to actually watch what I'm doing. I actually want to watch the muscle move. Now, everybody out there wants better arms. Women want better arms. Men want bigger arms, usually. And it's all the same. I keep going back to the same videos and the same principles that I've been talking about throughout these videos, which is the fact that there is no difference in how women or men should train, no difference how anyone should train. You should train always to gain muscle mass and to shed body fat. That is the two things. That's it. So anyway, how do you get better arms? Three cool things, I think, that will help you get better arms. Number one, don't overtrain. Don't do that. No, bad idea. Bad. Overtraining, doing 9, 10, 20 sets of arm work is ridiculous. You don't need it. I built the majority of my mass doing 7 to 14 minutes of work, which is 7-minute muscle, or high intensity training, or some traditional bodybuilding training, because I occasionally enjoy the pump of going like 8 sets or something and getting just a good pump. That's not going to give you a lot of growth per se, but it's going to increase the capillaries and a capillary response. And I think that's important because it increases vascularity and that helps feed the muscle. So there's definitely a place for volume training in weight training, but what's really cool about 7-minute muscle, link, is that it does both. It does intensity training, volume training, all under the guise of density training in a very unique way. A way I really enjoy training, and so many people have written in. I literally have a testimonial file on my email drive that's getting kind of full. I've got to do something with it. I've really got to start putting these up there. If anyone wants to know about it, just type in the comments below. Type in the comments below and I'll send you to sites to where people are going, oh, check this out. Look what I did. So anyway, back to the don't overtrain scenario. Your arms get a ton of work if you're working your chest, if you're working your back. In fact, a lot of bodybuilders from the old school days didn't work arms directly. They would rarely work arms directly. They would work them right before like a contest or something. And they had huge arms. So you're going to get big arms if you train sufficiently heavy with chest and sufficiently heavy and intense with back work. Your arms are going to get plenty of work. So don't tack on 10 extra sets for arms. You don't need them. In fact, I suggest tacking on just a few extra sets done in my particular 7-minute muscle fashion. In fact, 7-minute muscle in the level 1 part of it is actually 5 minutes of arm work for the triceps and then only 2 minutes for the biceps, and then you switch that the next workout to 5 minutes for biceps and 2 minutes for triceps. So that's really all you need. Hate to break it to everybody, but that's all you need. So that's principle number 1, don't overtrain. Principle number 2, this is crucial. Flex your arms in between sets. Now, don't do that in a way that makes you look like an ass. I mean, you're sitting in front of a mirror going, oh, look at me. You've seen these guys in the gym, right? You don't see girls in the gym doing that, but you definitely see the guys in the gym, they're flexing and stuff. I kind of go off in a corner where no one's looking and I'm flexing. And sometimes I'll wear a t-shirt like this, big old baggy black t-shirt, and I'm flexing underneath it. The reason I'm doing that is not to impress myself. The reason I'm doing that is to keep as much blood in the area as possible. And since I only have a few seconds of rest in between my sets, I will literally do this when I rack the bar. I will just start flexing, and it looks like I'm stretching. But what I'm really doing is flexing and tensing, and I'm keeping tension in that part of my body at all times, keeping the blood there. It's very important. Blood and growth kind of go together. There's a long metabolic process for that. It's not really necessary to explain it here, but just trust me, it really does help bring out not only muscle growth, but muscle detail. If you're trying to lean out and you're trying to get more detail in your muscles, more definition, this is a great tip. And tip number 3, stretch. After your workout, stretch your biceps and your triceps. A simple bicep stretch that I really like is just take your arms, turn them this way, Stretch them down to your side. I know you can't see me because if I stood up, you wouldn't see me at all. But I'm just literally stretching my arms with my palms in like this, straight down to my side. I'm stretching my triceps and my biceps. And I turn this way. I turn out now. Arms are like that. Can't really show you. Turning out, I'm stretching. And if you just do that, you can feel the blood just rushing into your arms. Now, there's all sorts of stretches for biceps and triceps. I just gave you one very simple one. But that's a really great way to stretch for a couple of minutes after your workout. And that helps the lactic acid kind of get out of the system. It also helps, again, keeping blood into the area. It helps with the flexibility of the muscle, which is always good. A flexible muscle is a long-lasting muscle, and you don't want muscles to become inflexible. So those are my 3 very quick arm tips. I think if you apply them, you're going to get better arms. You're going to get bigger arms if you're a guy. You're going to get better arms if you're a girl. They're going to get bigger, but guess what? You're going to burn body fat at the same time, so don't worry about becoming the Incredible Hulk. It's not going to happen. So I'd like to know one thing from you guys today. Below, you can comment. What have you done for your arms that hasn't worked? Like what exercises do you feel like, you know, I do this exercise and it's supposed to work? Like barbell curls, it's supposed to work, it just doesn't work. That's actually my exercise that does not work for me, barbell curls. And the reason why for me is I've got pretty decent sized shoulders and my shoulders end up taking the brunt of the work. And it doesn't matter how I position my body. I actually, if you want to, I'm going to give you 4. I'm going to bonus tip you today. Here's a really cool barbell curl trick that I stole from Vince Gironda, who to me is the greatest trainer of all time. Vince taught a movement called body drag curls, where you take a bar, like a curl bar, and you drag it up against your body the entire way. So the bar is literally never not touching your body, excuse the double negative. And believe it or not, after about 6 or 7 reps, you feel a burn in your bicep that you just cannot imagine. But it deactivates the shoulders. It takes the shoulders out of the movement. And that's been the only barbell movement that's worked for me. Everything else has been dumbbells. What about you? What hasn't worked for you? Post it below, and I'll see if I can post you some responses to say, well, hey, try this. So I hope you enjoyed my gun control video today, and I'm going to try to keep them short and sweet. Next week, we're going to get into some really, really cool stuff. So I want you to do me a favor. Please rate the video. Rating videos and subscribing. Subscribe. The reason why I want you to do that is not because I'm a subscription whore. It's because the more people subscribe, the more people rate high, the more my videos are seen. And I really do want to make a strong presence on YouTube because I think I have some cool things to say that may help people like you. And if it does, fantastic. It's a great free way to help people. And if it turns into sales for me, that's great. If it doesn't, I'm helping people and it's a win-win. So thanks a lot for watching.